Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are checking out the latest release of the H145 by Hype Performance Group. This is their first payware helicopter, and it is already a fantastic piece of machinery. I mean, this thing has been just a blast to fly since the day it released, but with the latest update, they have increased the fidelity of the rotors. So we're going to check it out today and see what that looks like, so stay tuned. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Alright, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this aircraft, it is absolutely spectacular. I mean, look at this work. I do think there's been some sort of texture update. I don't remember it looking this fantastic the last time I flew it. I mean, it looked great, but holy crap, this thing looks good. I mean, just look at this detail. Mercy. Like, I do not remember it looking like this last time. That is amazing work. Holy moly. Anyways, so if you guys have not checked this out, make sure you guys check the link found in the description below. It'll take you to the site at which this aircraft can be purchased. It is phenomenal. I promise you that. It's absolutely wonderful. But let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit and talk about why we're here today checking out the latest release. Okay, so the biggest thing that I found in the patch notes is, again, speaking to the fidelity of the main rotor, meaning that now when you hear low RPM or high RPM warnings, you actually better listen to them, because if you don't, you could find yourself plummeting very quickly to the ground, and last time I checked in any aerial vehicle, that's not a good thing. So today we're going to see what it's like, see what kind of alerts we get. We're going to put it through a high RPM wash, we're going to put it through low RPM scenarios, and just see what we anticipate. So given what I'm doing, we're probably going to take her up a bit higher altitude just in case I do lose control of it. Hopefully we'll be able to recover, but if not, you guys will experience that one too. But just looking around for just a minute, guys, again, if you're unfamiliar with this helicopter, look at the detail. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. The sounds are great. The features are wonderful. I love this helicopter. The detail that has been put into the textures on this thing since it came to fruition is just... it's astonishing, quite frankly. I mean, absolutely astonishing. That is new. I'm telling you, that is new. I do not remember that being there last time, the privacy window. How cool is that? I do not remember that. That is awesome. And then what about this? I don't think this was here either. Oh, hey, you can click on it. What does that do? Oh, you know what? I bet it needs electrical power. That's definitely a... I think that's so neat. I know, I'm easily amused, guys. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but let's go ahead and get it started up, and then I'm going to come back to that light. I want to see what that's all about, because you can clearly click on it. All right, so coming up top for a second here, let's go ahead and engage the master battery. Let's turn that standby battery on. We're looking at avionics 1 and 2. Fuel pump primers, get them rolling here. We're going to want those position lights and the anti-collision lights on and ready to go. Packs to the LAVCS. I can't ever remember what it stands for, guys. It's around the tip of my tongue, and that's why I'm having to say it like that, because I really don't feel like pulling up the documentation, to be quite honest with you. But we're turning that switch down there, okay? And then now I'm going to go back to our view, and we're going to check this out. It's a light. I knew it. Look at that. That is too cool. Just simply click on it. Boom, you got yourself a freaking night light. Oh, I love it. Or floodlight, night light. Okay, Mommy's going to leave the nightlight on for you. Anyway, let's close these doors up. There we go. Let's see here. The 750 needs to be updated. I know. I've been really lazy about doing that. I've been needing to do it for a while, truth be told. Okay, back upstairs for just a second here while I'm thinking about it. Pumps off. They're primed. Turn the transfer pumps on. And let's start her up. Engine 1. Listen to those sounds. Beautiful. I love the sounds of this helicopter. Let's see what we got over here on the pad here. This is new. It looks a lot nicer. The pad isn't new. I think the display might be. I can't remember from the last time. And we have flight mode. We don't want basic, we want advanced. And then you have some presets here as well if you want to set it back to cold and dark, or you can just want to come in and set it ready for takeoff. Back to the home menu, put the map away, and let's go engine 2. I still also do recommend cycling your collective for just a second. Just have to move it, just make sure that the axis positioning is correct in comparison to your HOTAS. Waiting for 2 to come to idle. There she goes. FADEC 1. See N1 increasing there. And FADEC 2. Alright. Coming back upstairs for a second. Pitot heat 1, pitot heat 2. Rolling back down here. And let's see here. Autopilot. We're going to need autopilot 2, autopilot 1 turned on. Backup SAS, that's going to be these guys right here. And because of these 3 augments here, this aircraft is extremely easy to fly. Now, if I remember correctly, let's see here, we have FMS 1. Let's see, can't remember. Some of this is, I have to remember how to do it here. I know we want DME 1, DME 2. I think that's it. Let's go ahead and throw in a real quick flight plan. I can't remember if I set a view up for that. Whoa, where am I going back here? Oh, hey, the gens. Normal. Okay, well, they're actually where they need to be, so I guess no worries about that. And let's come back down here. Cool. That's the one I was looking for. Tell it's been a minute, huh? Flight plan. KSPG to KMCF. Cool. It's already stored. Bloop. And next, let's see here. HSI, HOV. Okay, so that's going to be the hover. That's cool. But we want nav, FMS. Set our barometric pressure. And we're just going to be simulating a VIP transport from... where the heck am I again? Give me a second. Albert Whitted St. Peter's in Florida. And we're going up to MacDill Air Force Base. Literally just right around the corner. So we're not going far at all. It'll be a quick flight. Trying to remember, though, how to set the CDI. So give me a second, because we'll learn this together here. Decision height. That sets the HSI to what it should be going to. Hover, HSI. Nav 1, Nav 2. Nope, GPS is what I want, but it's almost like it's not picking up that we entered in a course. There we go. FMS. Cool. Alright, I knew get it. It just takes me a second. Alright, let me get the head tracker turned on and we'll get out of here. Alright, let's check her out. Adding some collective. A little bit of left anti-torque. Picks up nice and easy if you're ready for it. Look at that. Come on, sit still. Sit still. Come on. Don't make me look bad. Don't make me look bad. Come on. There we go. Really fun to fly this one, guys. And she is challenging, make no mistake. I've been monitoring the 135 and the 45 since they were first announced. I've flown them quite a bit now. And she's still, I mean, you saw that little... Losing my space there just a second ago. So if you're looking for a challenge, they're definitely still challenging. But the nice thing about the 145 and the 135 is they're challenging, but kind of only if you want them to be. I mean, you know, you can activate the autopilots and things like that. Let's get some altitude here, and let's see what happens when we test these low altitudes or low RPMs and high RPMs. Beautiful area out here. Alright, so let's go into high RPM. Yep, rotor RPM's too high. Okay, let's pull it back. And let's see what low RPM sounds like. This is the one we got to be careful of. That's a low RPM warning. And this is where we could find ourselves in a real bad situation. There's the sync. Come on, come on, come on. Alright. So, the thing about low RPM that personally I am far more intimidated by, not that high RPM isn't a bad thing, it absolutely is. The thing about low RPM though, is if you do that when you're too low, you get in what's called vertical ring state, which essentially means that the helicopter is falling faster than the lift that can be generated by the main rotor. You can imagine it's sort of like, think of it as you have a speeding car, and you have a reverse force being pushed on the car, but that isn't strong enough to catch it before the car hits the wall. Is the way to think about it. If you're not high enough, you won't have enough time to reduce or to increase the downward force of the rotors in order to get it up. And the problem is if you get falling too fast, you may never recover regardless of your altitude. So vertical ring state is scary. So it's actually kind of cool that it was modeled now. It really is. And that happened pretty fast. I think I'd like to gain a little bit more altitude and sort of try that again and see what happens. The ways that I have found, and this is a real common one that you'll see in like DCS World, the way that I have found to most easily, I would say, quote unquote, get out of vertical ring state or VRS is oh, come on, we're almost in a hover is why, is to get forward momentum back in the aircraft, you know. Come on, come up, climb. Oh, there's that high RPM warning. Want to get away from any houses. We don't want to be dropping a helicopter if we lose control in someone's house. Simulation or not, that's just creepy. Let's come out here where it's safe to test. What's our altitude right now? 1,700, almost 2,000. Let's keep climbing for a minute. That's where we're headed right there. There's the Air Force Base. Now at 2,000 feet. Let's get another 500 feet under us here. And then we'll try this again. The other thing that's really awesome about this helicopter is it's powerful. It's fast. Fast little bird. Alright, so there's 2,500 feet right there. 2,800. Alright. So, let's pull that power off again and see what happens. Sync rate increasing. We're now at 1,000 feet per minute, 1,500 feet per minute. Whoa, and there she goes, there she goes, there she goes. Okay. So, we're trying to compensate. Right torque, right anti-torque. Come on. Get that forward momentum I was talking about. I think we're going to lose her. Yep, we're going to lose her. And so that's what I was telling you guys. So that's vertical ring state. If you get falling way too fast, I waited way too long to recover from that. Way too long to recover from that. Okay, so that's actually really awesome that that's modeled, guys. It really is. Let's just go ahead and just set this back to advanced and ready for takeoff. It really is. That's impressive. That's really good that they modeled that. It's a as you can see, it's a very big deal with helicopters to be in that kind of a situation. Looks like they've got everything turned on. Okay. we're just waiting for those engines to spin up and we'll be good to get out of here. Like I said, we don't really need the flight plan. We know where we're going. But that's really hot. Gosh, talk about bad textures. Look at that. Mercy. Come on, guys. Fix your trees, buddies. It's an airport. Anyway. See, are we at idle yet? Oh, I don't even think we're in FADEC yet. Oh, we are. Says we are anyway. All right, well, let's try to get out of here and see what happens. Oh, yep, okay, we're good. Anyway, so really awesome. As scary as that was, and it genuinely was, like that was very violent. And you saw how quickly the aircraft will lose control, and that's pretty realistic. It's a very violent situation to be a part of. It's definitely something you don't want to do. Truth be told, as you guys saw what the recovery was like, if I had another 1,000, 1,500 feet, I probably could have came out of that. So I definitely was not high enough to be doing that. I just didn't want to keep you guys waiting too long, and apparently my brain did think, hey, dipstick, you could have just stopped the recording for a minute until you got to altitude, but whatever. But that's really cool. Those are good features. That's a wonderful thing to see being put into it. I love that kind of detail. And the thing about those kind of simulated events is they make you fly the helicopter, or they make you fly the aircraft. When you have aircraft that you can run max power nonstop, right? It's sort of like the Milviz aircraft, the Corsair, and being able to blow the engine on it. If you don't put that in, then you're never forced in a position to actually learn how to fly it the way it's meant to be flown. At the very least, put in a position where you have to pay attention to the genuine threats, right? And, obviously, as you guys saw, VRS, that's a scary situation to be in. That was very violent. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting the tail rotor to come around like that, and that was terrifying. Like it literally got my heart pumping. I was sitting there like, whoa, I was not ready for, I thought it was going to flip over. I thought we were going to go rotor down, and that would have been bad. So I think the way that we were starting to come out of it, I was starting to get some forward momentum. I feel like the rotors were starting to slow down a bit, and I think that was the other issue, is the rotors were going so fast they couldn't generate the lift, in the right way to get the helicopter to pull back up. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I think if I had another 1,500 feet, I think I could have came out of it. But that was definitely, it took some thinking, took some thinking there for a second to figure out how the heck to get out of it. That was different. I was expecting a rapid sink. I was expecting our sink rate to increase, sort of just to fall out of the sky versus the tumbling that it wanted to do. That tumbling, I really was not ready for. That was interesting. But let's go ahead and bring her on in over to the airbase, and we'll land it and call it a day. But I'm telling you guys, if you want to fly a helicopter, this is definitely a really good one. Now, it is a payware, but I think it's absolutely worth the price. Absolutely worth the price. I mean, the H145 was sort of a you had me at hello situation because of the 135. And if you guys haven't tried the Airbus H135, make sure that you do, because it's free. You can find it on flightsim.to. I'll be sure to leave a link for that in the description as well, in case you guys are interested in the H135, maybe before you decide to fly the 145. I will say the 145 flies a bit differently, flies a bit better. There's definitely more work done on the textures. I mean, these textures are amazing. I'm blown away by the textures. I really am. But the 135 is still a ton of fun. It was a lot of fun seeing the 135 develop, and I think that's why I'm having fun with the RSP 144. Rotor Sim Pilot's doing a fantastic job with that one, and it's fun being able to test it in early access. I'm really glad that he released it in the alpha stage, because it makes it a bit more fun to watch them grow. I don't mind alpha beta releases. I really don't. I go in with the anticipation that you may have a release where everything works, and you may have a release where almost nothing works. But it's fun to be able to catch them as they come in. That's why I always fly with the A32NX. I always fly the development version. I don't use the experimental. I've had genuine game breakers with the experimental version, but I do fly the development, and it's because I like to have as close to the latest and greatest as I can. Nope. Everything about helicopters is gentle. Unless it's an Apache or the Hind. I do have fun. If you guys, for you DCS lovers, if you haven't flown the Hind, get it. It's awesome. We're going to see if we can taxi the H145 with any kind of fidelity. Once we get into the areas, ground effect, she should sort of float. There we go. Not doing, oh, I was just about to say, not doing too bad. You know what the weird thing about taxiing a helicopter is? It's the nose. You don't want to push the rudder pedals the way that you should for some reason, the way you do with a plane. And it's really no different. You know, to bring the nose around, I got to go left rudder, no different than taxiing an airplane. But for some reason, I'm always much more hesitant to, and I don't know why. Oh, that was kind of bad. That wasn't a good one, but and we probably shouldn't be taxiing at like 40 knots. Which is just about what we're doing. But this is actually a really good thing to practice, guys. You ever just want to practice your helicopter? Just practice taxiing with it. Doesn't matter which one it is. 35, 45, 44. Practice taxiing with it. If you can get the taxi, you'll find that you very quickly learn how to control these helicopters. See, like right now, I'm about to come to a stop, and I don't want to. So I gotta tip that nose forward a bit. And the thing is that ground effect will do almost everything for you. You know, the thing about a running roll with a helicopter, so going down the runway versus doing a vertical lift, when you run down the runway with one, you can take off with significantly less power using ground effect. And so here, I'll actually show you real quick what I mean. If we just point the nose slightly down, little bit of power. Watch the airspeed. She's going to keep accelerating, but we're not actually going to leave the ground. I'm going to leave the taxiway. Of course, now she's going to make a liar out of me. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She's thinking about it. There she goes. There it is. Now she's out of ground effect. All right. So, I mean, you obviously lose that speed that you built up once you come out of the ground effect, but you can use the ground effect to get you out. It's kind of fun. All right, let's see. What looks like somewhere where you would drop a VIP? Let's see what we got over here. Looks like we got a couple hardened hangars over here. Oh, hey. X marks the spot, maybe? What else we got? There we go. That red topped building right there. That looks like somewhere where somebody important would hang out. Come on. Probably the best landing I've ever done in this thing. That was good. Anyways, guys, be sure to check out the H145 by the Hype Performance Group. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It's a fast helicopter. It's a fun helicopter. It's got all the bells and whistles of a modern day aircraft. And with, as you can see now, especially with the fidelity increase to the main rotor, significantly more challenging and much more to be aware of now when flying this particular bird. So Hype Performance Group, once again, guys, you guys are just shattering it. Fantastic work. I love your work. Keep doing what you do. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.